The girl who never gave up. People may laugh at your struggle today, but tomorrow, your success can become the answer to every insult. This is the story of Sarah, a girl who refused to destroy her future because of temporary enjoyment. Sarah was born into a poor family in a busy modern city. Her parents worked very hard, but life was never easy for them. Her father was a bus driver, and her mother sold food by the roadside. Most days, the money they earned was not enough. Sometimes, Sarah would go to school with an empty stomach. But even in poverty, Sarah had something powerful inside her: determination. She always told herself, "One day, I will make my family proud." Sarah attended a public school where many students looked down on her because she wore old uniforms and cheap sandals. Some girls laughed at her because she did not follow their lifestyle. While other girls spent their time chasing rich men for money, expensive wigs, phones and parties, Sarah stayed focused on her education. She avoided bad company and spent most of her time studying. Her friends mocked her constantly. "Sarah, you are too serious. You are suffering too much. Life is for enjoyment. You are acting like an old woman." But Sarah ignored them. After school every day, she went to learn tailoring because her parents could not afford to sponsor her fully in the future. While many girls were busy taking pictures in clubs and hotels, Sarah sat quietly learning how to sew clothes. At night, she studied for hours even when she was tired. Sometimes she cried secretly because life was hard. There were days she wanted to give up. But every time she looked at her struggling parents, she found strength again. One evening, a rich businessman noticed her beauty and began giving her attention. He bought her food, sent her messages, and promised to change her life forever. One day, he invited her to an expensive restaurant. After the dinner, he smiled and said, "Sarah, you are too beautiful to suffer like this. I can buy you the latest iPhone, rent an apartment for you, and give you plenty of money every month, but you must be my woman." Sarah became silent. The offer sounded tempting. At that moment, she remembered her suffering, her empty stomach, and the mockery from her friends. But she also remembered her dreams. She remembered the promise she made to herself. She took a deep breath and replied, "No, sir. I respect myself too much to destroy my future for money." The man was shocked. Most girls around her age would have accepted immediately. But Sarah walked away. When her friends heard about it, they laughed at her badly. "You rejected an iPhone? You rejected free money? You are the dullest girl we know." Some even stopped being her friend because they believed she was foolish. But Sarah stayed focused. Years passed. Life was not easy. Sarah continued school while working hard in her tailoring business. She saved every small amount she earned. Sometimes she sewed clothes late into the night just to pay her school fees. Slowly, things began to change. Her discipline started producing results. She graduated with excellent grades and became one of the best students in her department. Soon after graduation, Sarah started her own fashion business with one small sewing machine and a tiny rented shop. At first, customers were few. Some days she made no profit. But Sarah refused to quit. She promoted her work online, treated customers well, and kept improving herself. Months later, her designs started attracting attention across the city. Celebrities and influencers began wearing her clothes. Her small shop grew into a big fashion company. She employed workers. She bought a house for her parents. The same people who once mocked her now praised her. Her parents cried tears of joy because their daughter had changed the entire family story. Meanwhile, many of the girls who laughed at Sarah faced painful realities. Some became dependent on different men just to survive. Some lost opportunities because they focused only on quick money and enjoyment. Some ended up regretting the choices they made when they were younger. One afternoon, Sarah sat inside her beautiful office after returning from an international fashion event. Her secretary walked in and said, "Ma'am, some ladies are outside asking to see you." Sarah came outside and froze. Standing there were two of her old friends who once called her dull. Their faces looked tired. Life had humbled them. One of them spoke softly. "Sarah, please help us. We have not eaten since yesterday." For a moment, Sarah remembered all the insults, the mockery, and the laughter. But instead of revenge, she showed kindness. She gave them food, money, and encouragement. Then she said something they would never forget. Never sell your future because of temporary comfort. What looks difficult today can become your greatest testimony tomorrow. Years later, Sarah married a responsible man who respected her values and hard work. Together they built a happy home and raised disciplined children who also became successful in life. Sarah became a role model for young women everywhere. Schools invited her to speak. Parents used her story to teach their daughters. And everywhere people said, success is sweeter when it comes through hard work, dignity, and patience. The world may laugh at you for choosing discipline today. But tomorrow, they may celebrate the success your discipline created. Never allow pressure, poverty, or bad friends to destroy your future. Believe in yourself. Work hard. Learn a skill. Stay focused. Protect your dignity. And never be ashamed of starting small. Because one good decision can completely change your life forever. Moral lesson. Hard work, self-respect, education, and patience will always produce lasting success. Do not follow friends who only believe in quick money, partying, and sleeping around for survival. Choose friends who inspire growth, wisdom, and a better future. Your background does not determine your destiny. If you stay focused and never give up, your story can inspire the world one day.